Hey, welcome back to more Final Fantasy 16, the Rising Tide DLC. In the last one, we met the lovely, where is she? You, right? Shula. She was kind enough to let us be the first visitors, outsiders of this village here. Looks pretty nice. And so far, this DLC has a pretty nice, a really big opening. Now let's continue on and make for the Surge.
There's a pair of ships just up ahead.
Ships? But are we not still leagues from the shore?
Are those bad guys? Widowmaker. Oh, those are bad guys. Gotta charge up my Zenitsuken. Oh, that's pretty good. Good amount of damage. Oh, what was that move? You guys not fighting? Yeah, a little overkill. Nice finisher.
The quickest route to the surge is due east, past the second galley.
Shula, how did these ships come to be here?
What do you imagine happens when an Eikon of water gets angry?
Really, brother? Did you have to ask?
Man, Clive making himself look like a dumbass out here.
This trail only leads deeper into the forest. We should head back.
Nah, I want to explore the whole thing. I want to see what lies behind here. Any treasure? Any good loot? Look, there might be nothing to gather from and craft with, but still. I just want to see what there's left to offer. And clearly, there's nothing left. Well, sorry I wasted all the time. Let's go back. You say this way? Oh, they're making a bridge. So I guess now we can't go until maybe later in the DLC?
No, I still haven't mended the bridge. And I never bloody will if people don't leave me to my work.
Understandable. Leave you to your hard work.
We won't find Walius this way. The sea lies behind us.
True, true. Yeah, you're right. You know what's funny? Every time I come back to this game, I keep forgetting what my moves do. And keep forgetting how strong they can be. Like that one I just did, the flares. Oh, what does this say? Oh, it's like one of those slimes. Pretty sure I faced one before.
rest, did you not?
I'm doing no damage to it. Oh, there you go. Freeze it. That's the problem's weakness. Put a rod. Shoot that. There you go. Now that I remember, the long sword.
Not good.
There you go. That thing almost killed me. Jeez, look at my health.
That's better.
Okay, random mini boss just out of nowhere. Yeah, that's it. Did it at least drop anything useful? I don't think it did. If it did, it would like show up my screen a lot longer and be like, hey, big bolded letters, you got this. Okay, that's the broken bridge. That has to be repaired. And I guess we have to go up here. Hello, new path. Or is that where it came from? It's hard to tell now. Oh, those are big spiders. Toneberry Creeper.
Tonberries. Foul creatures consumed by their hatred for everyone and everything.
Everything save sharp knives, it seems. You're finished. This ends now.
What a bunch of weird little guys.
We're not alone.
What is that? I see a sparkle. If I see a pickup, I'm gonna go for it. No matter what. What is that? Oh, another one of these. There you go. Instant stagger. Then leave, hold on. Lightning rod.
Nice try.
Oh, he's on a dodge parry? I get 2 goblin coins out of that. What is that?
I can smell the sea.
It's not far now.
Wow, look at that.
How will we reach the surge?
We'll follow the coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
Hold on. Found a little secret back here. Around the corner.
You don't want to go down there. Trust me.
Do I even want to ask why?
It's probably where the public toilet is. Just imagine. Just a mound of shit. Whoa, whoa. That's a turtle. Got me in front. shoot. Sorry, buddy. You had to go down. You didn't really have to go down. I just couldn't fight you.
Might I inquire about the ray of light?
It's what prevents the surge from being reclaimed by the sea. And Dwalius by his people.
Is that another Tarosi? I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna try my best to run around it. But once the battle music commences, I can't stop. What's all this? Oh, I got a lot of little stuff. Insufficient inventory space. Potion used. All right, did you use a potion when you run out of space?
You said before that the child is bound within the surge. But you've yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him. I trust we won't have to hold our breath.
No. The surge wraps around the cape without engulfing it. If we continue to its tip, there is a path down to the seabed. And the wave's origin.
All right. It won't be the first dominant we've met at the bottom of the ocean.
The location. Oh, that's the swords. That means you're going somewhere with a boss fight. The surge. Is that it? Is that where the DLC ends? It's probably gonna be like a one massive dungeon like the last one.
It's not much further now.
The path seems well kept. Do you and the villagers often come this way?
Only me. Once every new moon without fail. It is my duty both as village elder and Dwalius's descendant.
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
You misunderstand. I do it because I want to show him that he isn't alone, and that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering. Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes. The forest grows quickly here. Left unattended, the path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
She called herself an elder. How old is she? I wonder if those kind of people, they live longer, or she's quite literally just the oldest one there, but doesn't show her age yet.
Does the light point the way to the child?
It does indeed.
Look at all the droplets of water suspended in midair.
where they have remained untouched by time for 80 summers.
It's not right.
No, it's not.
There, up ahead. Down in the center. Follow me.
He's still primed.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear. And I was old enough to understand what was happening. One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
He is the victim of an unforgivable sin, committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
Then I'll ease his burden.
You don't mean?
I'm not going to hurt him. Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason. What if I told you there was a way to remove Wallace's Eikon?
I'd tell you you were a madman.
It's hard to believe, I know. But it can be done. Though, it isn't without its risks. Part of the Eikon remains no matter what.
So, it might still come to violence.
I don't know. It depends on the dominant. I've seen things end well, and I've seen things spiral out of control. But I do know one thing. If we turn our backs on this child, there will be no end to his suffering. And I think that a worse fate than the alternative. Don't you?
Very well. Do what you must. And whatever happens, I will own the consequences.
Don't be afraid, little one. Let me bear the weight. Hush now. It's going to be all right.
Is it done?
I think so. I can feel the Eikon inside me. But something's wrong. He wasn't just afraid. He was angry. All right. Let's see what you've given me.
power of water. Clive has claimed a portion of the Eikon Leviathan's essence. Attuning with the Leviathan not only changes the elemental aspect of Clive's magic spells, but also allows access to several new iconic abilities such as Cross Swell, as inescapable rush of water that pummels enemies from multiple angles. Alright, ability details are found on the abilities tab in the main menu. Alright, to show me the abilities, Leviathan's feet. Alright. Tidal Gauge. Using these attacks will deplete your tidal gauge, becoming unavailable when the gauge is empty. The gauge will slowly replenish over time, but can be refilled quicker by pressing circle. Time a second pressed perfectly with the on-screen prompt to immediately refill the gauge, as well as earn unlimited ammunition for a short period of time. Also, it's like one of those tactical reloads thing that you do in Gears of War.
Is that Leviathan?
No,
Whoa.
just an eggy. But a formidable
Oh, missed that one.
adversary nonetheless.
So I got a big water gun. Ah, I barely missed that one.
Oh, look. It has friends.
Jeez, I keep missing it. Got it. Stream. Crosswell. Deluge. I am dying.
I needed that. Not good. Two already.
Don't think we're finished. I'll take care of that.
Thank you.
Hair down. Perico slain.
Is everyone all right?
He seems calmer now.
You said Walius was frozen in time. But he knew we were here. How?
I don't know. He's never reacted to anything or anyone. Until now.
The child has been bound for nigh on a century. If he has been conscious from the first, we must remove the seal at once.
It's not that simple. I wish it were, but... there's more to this tale. It would be better if I explained back at the village.
I see. Then let's return before it gets dark.
I'm sorry, Walyas. I will make this right. So, part of Leviathan is inside you now, is it? Does it hurt?
No. Not anymore, anyway.
Good, because I still have need of your strength. If you want to know the rest, we should head to the Witten Hall.
Of course.
Return to the Win Hall.
Look, Dad, the tree's back. And what are you
So, are they trying to imply that the baby has been conscious the whole time? Dude, imagine if he's been like learning things while he was in there. It would have been like the smartest human being.
To understand the spell which binds Walyas, you must first know who we are, and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity.
This tapestry.
Is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the imperial histories, for anything less would have made the Church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend, revealing how to make your very own mother crystal.
I've heard that one before.
Yes, yet it gave them new hope, however false. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant. Well, yes.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his Eikon. Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late. As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die, her legacy might live on. So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time, our ancestors settled upon an ambitious plan. They would create a new mother crystal, and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once more. And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Another victim of man's blind reliance on the mother crystals. So we know the seal source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the dome of light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Vare, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people safe, tributary.
You have my thanks.
Very well. We should depart at once. I fear time may no longer be a luxury we can afford.
The Vare is not easy to find. We must first head north, and then west, deeper into the forest.
Yeah, sure. Let me just do some quests around. Hey, you got a notification. Can you make anything new?
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
Tide Strike.
I'd like to see another smith do better.
Okay, so you can't upgrade it, which is odd. I think that's one of my main complaints about this game. When I finished it, I was talking about it. You can't really upgrade every weapon, just the one that are green, where just like, they're like common weapons, but not like every weapon can be upgraded, which is kind of odd. Well, I think it's odd.
Flawless. Till next time, then.
Let's see. So I just made this, Tide Strike. Yeah, like, what's the point of making new weapons when the stuff I already have is good enough? Omega Weapon. I don't know, this just might be like a new game plus thing that I don't know about yet. But there's like really no way to upgrade all the more powerful weapons that are like yellow or purple. Or blue. I don't think they can be upgraded as well. It just kind of sucks. This game feels super limited.
I can't go on like this.
Y'all good?
Don't say that. You don't want to get yourself worked up again. Just try to breathe. That's it.
Is everything all right?
Ah, you're the outsider. I'm Fannet, healer by trade. And this is Talor, one of my patients. He took ill not long after you arrived.
Nothing too serious, I hope.
I hope so too,
But
this affliction, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. He complains of feeling chilled to the bone, but there's no fever to go with it. And my most powerful antalgic hasn't done a thing to ease the pain in his chest. I'm starting to wonder if his condition might require a different kind of treatment altogether. Shula said that you were here to help us. You couldn't help me, could you?
Oh god. We introduced these people to the common flu. Sorry about that. I'd be happy to help if I can.
I'd be happy to. If I can.
You can, don't worry. All I need you to do is speak to Talor's son, Pavat, over at the forge, and ask if he knows what his father was up to before he came down sick. Something must have caused this, and I want to find out what. The trouble is, Talor's too weak to speak, and I can't leave his side for long. So while you talk to Pavat, I'll pay his wife word a quick visit, just in case she knows anything.
All right.
Quest accepted. What ails you? Hold on. Oh, there's like more quests. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, do you need something?
I do, though not from the forge. Fanit asked me to speak with you. She's looking into the cause of your father's illness and wondered if you could shed any light on the matter.
I see. Sorry. She shouldn't have dragged you into this.
It's no trouble, really. Tell me, did your father do anything out of the ordinary before he fell ill?
Not that I know of. But then I hardly see him. He's always out and about, like. Well, at least he was. Suppose he might have been a bit more fidgety than usual, but apart from that...
When you say out and about, where does he usually go?
Just round the village. Wanders over to Blazier's place most days. He's a fisher who lives on the other side of the fount. They're old friends. Maybe he knows something I don't.
Maybe. I'll go and speak with him.
Okay, it could be harmless. Sounds like they went out drinking. A little bit too much.
O ceaseless rill, guide thy bounty. Greetings, stranger. What can I do for you?
Your name is Blazier, is it not? Pavad tells me you're a friend of his father's, and that the two of you may have spent some time together prior to his illness.
His illness? Talor's never been ill a day in his life. I don't know why he'd start now.
Oh, Fanny doesn't know either. It was she who asked me to look into his recent behavior on the off chance it might explain how his condition arose.
Oh, I suppose there was something that struck me as a bit odd. He kept asking about the woods. Did you see anything strange on your way back from the shore? Are you certain? Do you swear? That kind of thing. I didn't, of course. But he wouldn't let it go. It was like he was expecting something to happen. It was just a matter of when. Not that I know what, but he never told me anyway.
Well, that certainly does sound unusual. And it might just be what Fanit is looking for. Thank you.
Don't mention it. Oh, and when you say Talor, wish him the best from me, eh?
Let's see what the healer makes of this.
You know, kind of strange to ask a stranger, a first-time visitor here, to do all these quests for you. First gotta pick flowers, then I gotta look for a little girl in the woods, and now I'm gonna try to figure out what's wrong with this old man.
Leave me be. Let me go. Let me go.
I spoke with Werder, but she couldn't tell me anything. Did you have any better luck?
Nothing conclusive. But there was one thing. Blazier, the fisherman, told me that Talor had taken a sudden interest in the forest of late. He kept asking him if he'd seen anything unusual there on his way back from the coast, but never let on what exactly he was expecting him to have seen.
The forest between here and the coast? Surely not. But then...
I
I can't say for sure. But I think Talor's illness might have some connection to the Tomberries. You may have encountered them during your time here. The small, scaly beastmen.
And you think they may have caused Talor's illness?
I do. At least in a way, and if I'm right, it's no wonder the treatments I've been trying didn't work. Oh, I know it's a lot to ask, but would you go down into Father's Fell for me? There's an altar there, and if my fears are true, an offering upon it.
What is going on here?
Please. I'll explain everything when you return, but time flows fast. I beg you, make haste for Father's Fell and take the offering from the altar. Talor's life may depend on it.
Very well.
What's the next? Head for the altar in the Father's Fell. Where's that? Oh, that's outside. Can I do that without continuing the main quest? And
oh, I never should have let him go alone.
Hail, stranger.
Before, we turned east at the shipwrecks to reach the coast. Now we must head in the opposite direction.
Left it is then. If there's one thing I know about beastmen, is that they love to hide in the dark.
more of those people. Fish people.
What are they up to? Some sort of ritual. Sorry to disturb you.
Did I just run at 3 at once? Hold on, guys, let me charge up. Let me cook. Don't touch me, you filth. We did it.
Let's see what's on this altar then. A silver chain. I doubt the Tomberries made it. This must be what Fennec was talking about.
Silver chain. Report back to Fennec. Oh yes, fast travel. Hell yeah. I'm here. I teleported. In a blink of an eye.
You're back. Well, did you find anything?
I did. This silver chain.
I knew it.
Well, I'm still none the wiser.
Forgive me. This chain. It's a Gregorian Maternoster.
Worn by men of the faith. What's it doing here? And why would the Tomberries be praying to it?
To understand that, you need to understand what the Tomberries are. They feed on hatred and suffering. And some say that if you render them an offering, some token of grievance against your fellow man, they will put a curse upon him.
So you think someone's put a Tomberry curse on Talor?
I can't say for sure. Truth be told, I always assumed it was an old wives' tale. But given his fear of the forest and the presence of the chain on the altar, I don't know what else to think.
Does Talor have any enemies in the village? Anyone who would nurse such a grudge?
No, I believe the one who left the chain at the altar was Talor himself.
I beg your pardon.
But there's more to the tale, you see. It's said that if you attempt to curse a soul that has returned to the sea already, your ire has nowhere to go but back to its source.
You're saying he cursed himself?
In trying to curse another, aye.
When my father was younger, he was one of the few permitted to venture beyond the wall on trading expeditions. He told us that when he journeyed to Sanbreque, he'd wear that chain to disguise his true beliefs, lest Griega's faithful turn their cudgels on him.
Did they ever catch him in his deception? Might that explain the ill will he bears someone?
Not that he ever told me.
Come now, let's not waste time speculating about Talor's past. We need to focus on the present, and that means finding a way to break the curse.
All right. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
Thank you. I shall.
Aye, and thanks for going to all this trouble. Here, it's not much, but I want you to have this. We call it an adder stone. It's a gatherer's charm. Reacts to certain rare minerals we use in crafting. Makes them ring out like a bell, stuff you'd have no chance of spotting otherwise. If you find anything, see that you bring it back to me. I can make you some decent gear with it. If you're interested, like.
I am, thank you. And I'll be sure to pay you a visit. Until then, I wish your father a swift recovery.
Quest complete. I hope you can make something good. Serpent Ring Design Draft. Adder Stone. Look, I don't have too much hope because this stuff is like color blue, which means that it's probably gonna be like a color blue or purple sword. Serpent Ring recipe unlocked. So I unlocked it. Does that mean I can do it now, or I have to like wait until a little bit later to get more materials? Serpent Rings. You have obtained the design draft for Serpent Rings accessories that, when equipped, enhance Leviathan's iconic abilities. Okay. So even if the stats are trash, it's good to have them for the abilities. You have obtained an Adder Stone. Carved from Aquarium, Adder Stones resonate both audibly and visibly with other nearby sources of the precious gemstone, making them invaluable in gathering the rare crafted material. Your control also vibrate when in proximity. They're gonna keep it down my crotch just in case.
Yes?
Let's see here, what can you make? Anything now? Okay, nothing now. So it is for later. Okay, good to know. So side quests wasn't anything too exciting, but the unlocks are worth it.
Thanks for bringing me daughter back. I don't grudge her looking for adventure, but she's got to pull her weight like the rest of us. Anyway, now we've got the inventory done, I can attend to my own tasks, like seeing to our visitors' needs. So, was the route you wanted? This is all we have.
What is this? Waistcloth. Oh, it's armor. Oh, it's good. Look at that.
May it serve you well.
I just thought you only sold like potions and stuff, not like actual materials. That's good too.
Well, if you're sure you need it. May it serve you well. Well, if you're sure you need it. Here you are. Then I bid you good tide.
Thank you. I bought out your entire stock. And you know what? I think it's a good place to end there. Gonna end part 2 here, but you're watching. Leave a like today, subscribe more content like this, and I'll see you next time for some more Final Fantasy 16 Rising Tide. Bye.